Hello guys, in the previous video we have linked server 2 to the iSCSI drivers on our NAS storage. I need to do the same in Victoria Server 1. Time to log in. And then Victoria Server 1 we access to the dashboard of Server Manager, and from tools we have iSCSI Initiator. Here now I have our iSCSI Initiator. The system automatically detects the IQN for both of them. Let us refresh, just make sure it's in there, because I think we have to make difference. Okay, for this one we try to disconnect. Yes, this is an old lab, it is not this one. For me, I'll try now. That's why it's been deleted. I'll try to access to 192.168.2.30. Quick connect. It is done, it is connected. And if I check now the volumes, here auto configuration, we have all the 3 volumes. Target is online, it's all good and okay. Check the disk management now, right click, access on start, access to disk management. And in disk management now, we have all the 3 hard disks as we see. Now for those 3 hard disks, I can now initialize them either from Victoria Server 1 or 2, it's fine. I'll do it from 1, right click, bring it online. This one also bring it online, and this one also bring it online. Then again in disk 1, initialize disk. It is for 1, 2, 3. We are going to use a global partition table, it's fine. And now for disk 1, a new simple volume, next. The size is already 1 GB, next. Now assign the following drive letter. For drive letters, this one I will make it Q for quorum. Next, NTFS default perform a quick format. Next, and finish. So this one is done. The second one, the DTC, I need also to create a new simple volume. Next, 2 GB, next. DTC, I will give it T. Next, default settings, finish. And the last one is for the main SQL database. So I would right click in new simple volume, next, next. I will give it S, this one for SQL database, next, next, and finish. So Q, T, S, all of them are in here. Now we need to jump to Victoria Server 2, and in Victoria Server 2 I just bring it online. Then disk 2 bring it online. Disk 3 bring it online. Then now I'll try to do from action refresh. So I would right click again, try to bring it online, and bring this one also online. All works, but the system here assigned different characters to me, so I need to fix that. Right click, change drive letter. You remember the first one, which is 1 GB, we give it quorum, so that's why I will give it also here a Q. And why do I unite drive letters? It's not going to perform or affect the performance of our failover cluster later, but it will be easier later. If I have a problem with the queue, I know what this queue is. Either it is in server 1 or server 2. But if it is in this device E and the other server is a Q and other server is, for example, W, then it's going to be a bit harder sometimes to figure out which driver is working with what server. Now with this one, we need also to change the drive letter, and we change it. You remember this one, we give it T for DTC, the transaction logs for SQL. And finally this one I will give it S. Change the drive letter and path, change. We give it our S drive. Okay, and yes, we have the S drive. Okay, all is good. Now, next step, I need now to install the library of failover cluster in both servers, of course. So on this server, I need to access first to tools. Sorry, on this server, I need to access to add roles and features. It is not on the tools yet. Access to next, next, next. It is not a role, it is a feature. So here we have failover clustering. Add it with all management tools and sub features. Next, install. This is in server 2, and in server 1 we need to do the same. So access to add roles and features. Next. It is again not a role, it is a feature, and in this feature we want to add failover clustering. Next, and install. Now we need to wait for failover cluster to be installed on both devices. Feature is installed on both devices. Here we have a pending restart, so I need to close and just restart my device. Continue. And same with server 2. There again, a restart is pending. Close, and just quickly we want to restart everything. Both servers are online now. I just check I still have my connectivity with the drivers. So on disk management, just make sure I can access to all disk. Disk 1 is already in there, 2, 3 also are in there, in addition to disk 0. This is the main disk attached to this device. And then server 2 also. I'll check with the disk management. And also I have disk 0 and I have a QST. All these are in there, so this will be fine. And now I'm free to do the test either from server 1 or server 2. I'll do it from server 2. In tools, we need to access to failover cluster manager. Don't need admin center at this stage. So with failover cluster center now. Now what do we need to do? We need to validate the configuration. So click on validate configuration. You get this wizard. Welcome screen. Next. Now enter the name for the first server. You can access to browse if you want. And here I want to access to server 1. System cannot detect it like this. So let us type Victoria server 1. System can find it now. And let us see if we can get Victoria server 2. Just put here semicolon between them. Click OK. And both servers are in here. Next. Now the recommendation is to run all tests, and that is going to take some time, but it is better to see if it's going to work as being expected or not. This is what the system is going to check. Click on next. And now when the system starts to do the check, okay, here now I already have a failure, so I need to check that failure later to see how can I configure it. But anyway, we're waiting just for the report and we continue from there. Okay, the test is done. As we see, Victoria Server 1 and Server 2, both of them are validated. And here, take a look to this note. It tells you testing has completed for the test you selected. One or more tests indicates that the configuration is not suitable for clustering, a cluster solution supported by Microsoft, only if you run all cluster validation tests and all test success with or without warning. Okay, so now because we might have this error, that's why we might not be able to initialize the cluster. Now, the error itself, it is not because something we made it mistakenly or we missed something. It is because of the multiple path input output. What is the idea of it? Let us bring the diagram to talk about it. With multiple path, currently, as you see, both devices can access now to the storage using only a single line, single path, which is through this switch using the network which is 192.168.2.0. Now, if you want to create another path, then I need here to add another switch, maybe private switch 4, in that case I will call it. And the IP address for this network is going to be 192.168.3. Then I have to add another network adapter in each box and link both of them through the additional switch, which is the switch 4, to the array. I'll have to access now to the storage through that other path. And the same here with this box. And by this now, we have multiple paths. Each box can access to the storage, not only through a single path, but with multiple paths. This is what the system expects from me. So that's why I have this error message. Anyway, let us check the report, view report. And we use Internet Explorer for it. And it is a big report, as we will see in here. Now with this report, if I take a look, it is between Victoria Server and Server 2, the date for it. And here it tells you for inventory success, network success, storage, the only failed problem is because that multiple path story. And the system configuration, we have some warning. Let us check first the storage now. When I access to storage, here everything succeeded except with the MPIO. If I click on it, it tells you what is the error. Here it tells you validate that disk that use Microsoft Multipath IO have been configured correctly, but the disk 0 uses multipath from node whatever, has only one usable path. So test disk 0 is not managed by Microsoft multiple path from node Victoria Server 2. If we need to fix it, we need to access back to in tools. We need to access to iSCSI initiator, and in iSCSI initiator, I will just show you what do I have in here. Okay, it is not in properties. In devices, I have, as you see, the multiple path input output. We had covered how to configure it in Enterprise Storage Course 5 in Windows Server 2019, and it has some work that need to be added. So, okay, this is like a problem or an error. We have it now. What else? Do we have anything else? We have a warning. Let us jump up back to the beginning. And in the beginning, this is the only field we have. In storage, do I have any other warning or error? No, it is just the multiple path. And if I access again to the main screen, now I have a warning. Warning is not going to affect the creation of the cluster, system configuration. Everything is success except here, validate software update level. So what does it tell you? The cluster validation test has detected that all nodes do not have the same software update. We recommend that all nodes run the same version of operating system, blah, blah, blah. So here is just you need to check again the updates in both devices and to see what is the difference. Here it is something I think relating to the Adobe Flash Player. It is available on the system, of the other system is not available, so that's why we get this warning. But it is just a warning, is not going to affect the creation of our cluster. So our main problem is that multiple path. Now, for us, we did the test. We need to continue our work in the next video. Thanks for watching.